Welcome. In a previous video I compared Firefox on Windows 10 versus running it under a Windows Subsystem for Linux using an X server. In this video I'm going to be comparing FFmpeg and code performance between the two systems. So I'll put a link below to my Windows playlist where you can find those videos. So to get started I'll go down here to search and I'll open up PowerShell. And I've installed FFmpeg on here, and I'll put a link below to a video that I have on installing it on Windows. So I'm in my home directory. I want to switch to the desktop. And I have this file here called Train Whistle, and this is a 4K video and I want to convert it to 1080p. So I have some commands up here. I'll run this one. And I'll link below to my website where I'll have these commands if you want to see them. And I'll hit enter here and this will encode this. And this measure command will show how long it took. Okay, that took 2 minutes and 22 seconds. So the way I timed that was this measure dash command, and then you have braces, and then you put your command in the middle. Now I'll open up Windows Subsystem for Linux. I'll move to the home directory. Okay, there I moved to the desktop, clear my screen. And now I'll run nearly the same command. So the difference in these commands is this one has time in front, this one has measure command, and this one says WSL at the end, and this one says Win10 at the end. So I'll hit enter. Okay, that completed. So we had 2 minutes 20 seconds there, and 2 minutes 22 seconds there. So when I did the Firefox test, the Windows was way faster, but in this test, they're nearly identical results. So, I mean, you're a couple seconds off. Windows Subsystem for Linux is using a virtual machine. Both of these are really running directly on the Intel processor, so you would expect similar performance. Now, I'm using different versions here. Let me pull those up. So on Windows Subsystem for Linux, I'm using 4.2.4, and on Windows 10, I'm using 4.2.3, so they're very similar versions. So this isn't the end of the story. I'm using libx264 codec on Windows. And if I were to change that over to the hardware encoder, I'll just do that real quick. We should see a shorter encode time here. Okay, so that completed in 49 seconds. So that's quite a bit faster. Now I haven't been able to get the hardware encoder to work on Windows Subsystem for Linux. So let me just look at the files we've created here. So you see these three files I've encoded here, the top one and the bottom one here. The sizes are nearly identical, and these both use the software encoding, and then this other one used the hardware encoding, so the size is slightly different. I guess I could show you the video here. I'll open this up. So this is just a train video. I have this posted somewhere else on YouTube, I think. So with FFmpeg, if you can use hardware encoding, it makes sense to use Windows 10, but if you're not using hardware encoding, you can use Windows Subsystem for Linux or Windows 10. The performance is about the same. So if you have Windows Subsystem for Linux installed, it's super easy to install FFmpeg. Most people probably know this, but you can just type sudo space app space install space FFmpeg, and it's installed. Installing on Windows is a little bit more difficult, but it's probably not too difficult for anyone that's even interested in a command line based video editor. So that's all I'm going to cover in this video. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. If you like this video, please click like. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I'd appreciate it if you could do that. And thanks for watching. Until next time, goodbye.